Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And here we go from Indy. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in. But it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him. And he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
Starting on the ground here with Barkley. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. He'll get this one to Brown. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Award that tackle to the effort of Leatu Latu. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Hurts now from the gun. Has a man, it's Brown. And this one doesn't go far. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. On 4th down, Hurts. He connects downfield on 4th. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. First down from the red zone. Is in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles finish up an excellent opening series. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession. Bringing them out to 4th overall pick in 2023 out of Florida. A super athlete at quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that when Anthony Richardson came out of the draft out of Florida, he was the greatest all-around athlete we'd ever seen at quarterback. 240 pounds, running 4.4, jumping 40 inches. He was the envy of defensive ends and linebackers that couldn't put up those numbers. Now, it's taken all those athletic traits and squeezing them into the quarterback position, maximizing all that physical talent to become the superstar he can be.
Buying some time left. He's going to keep it this time. And he goes out, just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
From the 48, he locates Adonai Mitchell. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. Richardson now on 1st and 10. Catch made by Mitchell. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Offense up to the line fast. On target to Downs. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. They'll throw again. Richardson forced out to his right. Now he takes it. And he has the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts finish off their opening drive. It's an Anthony Richardson touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Now for the second time this game, we're going to look at the Philly offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. On first down, Hurts finds him on the crossing route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Working quickly here. First and 10. Here's Hurts. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Hurts trying again on second down. Hits his running back. They're working a couple of yards past the line. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross. On third down, it's Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down. Jake Elliott out to put up 3 for the Eagles. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. So on fourth down, on comes the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, for the try. From the right hash, this is going to be a 51-yarder. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Colts with their offense out, their second drive coming up. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. First down throw here from Richardson. That's going to be caught by Mitchell. Oh, putting him in the spin cycle. It's a massive 35-yard pickup. First down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Offense in the hurry up here. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Third and long for him here. Taking his shot deep down the field and go. He intercepts the pass. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And the Eagles are tackled after a stellar return. Following the interception, they're going to take over at their 40.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six. Yeah, it stinks for the offense, but that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
And they make a stop at the last minute. It's a gain down to the 1. Give them 4 on that play. So now they've got 2nd and goal. Hurts. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles make it a 10-point ball game. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Returnable from the 2. This return makes it up to the 25. The Colts offense set to head out. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Doesn't make the connection.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. Thinking interception to be had, and incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
2nd and 10. Again, it's Richardson. Trying for the deep ball. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off by Quinyon Mitchell. And the Eagles get it back after a marvelous defensive effort.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick 6? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
And he's able to get this down to the 36.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you, and there's very little you can do.
And he gets in, touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles parlay the interception into points. Dallas Goedert the touchdown. Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles take a 3-possession lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all, so they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. Here comes the Colts offense now for another possession. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum as they get set. On first down, it's Richardson. This finds Mitchell, complete. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it'll be first down, Colts. And with a half of football left to play, we can see already how close he is to that 100-yard mark in this game. Got to think that he stands a good chance of reaching it with plenty of time left to go. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Offense up to the line fast. Completes this one to Granson. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. Working quickly here. Second down carry for Taylor. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. Going to the ground again on first. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Taylor again. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. They're going to turn to Taylor on 3rd down. And he's in for the touchdown. The Colts cut into the lead. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Gay and the extra point. And he shanked that one to the right. It is no good. Now probably still mentally kicking himself after that missed point after. He can take a little frustration out here as he kicks this away. Starting from the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. It sure seems like they've been able to score every time they've touched it this quarter, Brock. So high hopes again for this upcoming series. Drive started, 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Connects on the crosser. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. 1st down, a run with Barkley. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Here's another carry for Barkley. And they bring him down around the 34. Offense up to the line fast. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Working quickly here. Now Hurts on 3rd and long. Has a man. It's Brown. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Offense in the hurry up here. On 4th down, Hurts. Throwing deep for the end zone. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. A surprising 4th down call does not yield at first. This doesn't get there. It's a turnover on downs. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Gets everything he has under this throw. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
They don't complete a high percentage of these, but even the incomplete deep shots serve a purpose. It keeps the defense honest, knowing if they overcommit close, they could get burned.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. 3rd and long. It's Richardson. He gets a lot behind one. Deep downfield. It's tipped away and is going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down. The Colts ready for the punt. Back deep for the Eagles, Britton Covey. And this is a worm burner. He did not hit that one well. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The Eagles about set to go on offense. They have been automatic scoring in this quarter, and yet another opportunity to do so here. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Barkley trying this up the gut. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. 2nd and 13. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks. Into the red zone after that big pickup. It's 1st and 10 from the 15. Working inside the red zone. He finds Dotson left side. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now from the 6 after that last play. Here's 2nd and goal. They just get the play off. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The Eagles making a 3-score game already in the 1st. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles push their lead to... Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Colts ready to take the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And defenders are there to get him at the line. That was Reed Blankenship making the stop. 2nd and 10 now. Got his target. It's Granson. He's forward. Gets a couple of yards. Zach Bond with the tackle.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
70 Rangers. Buffalo 18.
Richardson on 3rd. Completed to his running back. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
60. Mustang 19. Cup 19. Cup 19. Go.
Now Richardson on 4th down. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And last drive, he reached one of those numbers that everyone looks at as a benchmark after the season ends, Brock. Quite the year that he's put together finding the end zone. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Oh, they got it. Intercepted along the goal line. And the Colts are stopped a little beyond the 10-yard line on the return.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, it's intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it. For 6 the other way, but what a gigantic swing of emotion.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
79 Broncos.
Throwing now, Richardson. Oh, he got some air under this one. Deep down the Big gain downfield. It's an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
That one right down the middle. And the Colts make it an 11-point ball game. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. On the return, Britton Covey. Good looking return here, and he's got room. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And in a high-scoring game to this point, everyone anticipating, well, even more points as they take the field. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
On second down, here's Barkley. And it's a 3-yard gain through the traffic. Award that tackle to the effort of Leatu Latu.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. Offense up to the line fast. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as it begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
On third down, it's Hurts. That pass caught by Dotson. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Working quickly here. They'll run for it with Barkley. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He'll get this one to Brown. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Offense in the hurry up here. Now Barkley. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Hurts with it on third and short. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a fourth down.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Timeout Indianapolis. That's its second. They're down to their final one in this half. Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He goes back to him yet again, complete. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. All right, set now, 1st and 10. They run it with Saquon. And he's able to bring this one down to the 4-yard line. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. Hurts. And he scores. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles push their lead to 18. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Now the Indianapolis offense heading out. Well, Brock, it only took them one play to reach the end zone last drive. They might have to work a little bit harder this time out. First down throw here from Richardson. Headed out right. This finds Mitchell, complete. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. To the right and reeled in by Downs. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. On first down, it's Richardson. That's going to be caught by Mitchell. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Darius Slay with the stop. They'll throw again. Richardson on target to Downs. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Offense up to the line fast. Trying again, following the sack. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. And a surprising 4th down call does not yield a first. This doesn't get there. It's a turnover on downs. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's Saquon. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Brought down by Julian Blackman. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Hurts now from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Back to throw, Hurts. This has been a trend, yet another interception. And the Colts get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game.
Well, that's now a 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. Working quickly here. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Hauled in by Downs. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. Offense in the hurry up here. 3rd and short yardage here, Richardson. He has the Indianapolis touchdown. A 2nd touchdown through the air for him, Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place, but 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separations and the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. First and 10 now from the 30. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. They go to Barkley again. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a Philadelphia first down. Hurts to throw. He finds Dotson left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
And they needed more than one defender. Their powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard. Here's second and goal from the 6. Throwing here hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. Hurts now on 3rd and goal. Oh, brother, it's another interception. The rookie out of UCLA has it. And the Colts get it back after making their 3rd first-half interception. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now. Well, that throw, Kate, pretty clean out of his hand. Just looked like it didn't get through the defense clean enough. Somebody tips it away and saves a potential completion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down.
Here we go.
Throwing from near his own goal line. This one finds Taylor. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. From the gun, Taylor. He'll cobble together a yard there. Milton Williams making the stop. Offense up to the line fast. Got his target. It's Granson. And he takes this out after crossing the 45. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down. Here's Richardson. Catch made by Mitchell. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Zach Vaughn with the tackle. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 4 coming up now.
Ready? 60 Bobcats. Go.
Now Richardson to throw. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up.
It's now 4th down.
Get it.
Trying to throw for it with Richardson. He connects downfield on 4. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. And he can't hang on. Touchdown in his arms. But it slips through. 2nd down coming up.
Oh, that is such a bummer. A dropped touchdown right in the end zone. We're going to see how quickly he can flush this one. He better, because they got to make it impact later.
Straight ahead with Taylor. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. And he's brought down for a loss. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone.
18 Rattler.
Throwing from the gun. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Indy. The Colts parlay the interception into points. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Wow, bringing it out from the back of the end zone here. Poor choice to bring it out. Instead of the 30-yard line, they're going to start shy of the 20. The Eagles taking over now late in the first half. And we're down inside 50 seconds to play. Enough time to at least get into field goal range. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. This one intended for the running back. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Hurts trying again on 2nd down. Barkley's got it. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. Was Devontae Smith the intended receiver? So it'll be 2nd down.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Completed over the middle. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. I picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
That's caught for the 1st. Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. He does it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles will add to their lead at the end of the half. Dallas Goedert the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That one right down the middle. And the Eagles drive their lead to 11. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. No return as this bounces into the end zone. The ball's coming out to the 20. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. He's back to throw. Taking a deep shot here. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap. Unable to find Adonai Mitchell with that one. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. A final throw before the break. He's loaded another one up. Oh no, they get him yet again. And the Eagles do not get the return all the way back. That's going to bring us to the end of our 1st half. So as we reach halftime, we see them. I suppose not everyone's the biggest fan of halftime. Okay, we'll skip over the break and get right back to the field. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. His return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Colts and Anthony Richardson headed back onto the field. They're out and set, 1st and 10. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop. Working quickly here. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Darius Slay has it. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. Heads up play from the linebacker there to take a short, innocent pass and just turn it into a major highlight for him and his guys.
And I know people are watching that going, how in the world the quarterback not see that linebacker?
Yeah.
But sometimes, Kate, your focus is so much on the safeties, the nickel, the corner. You just take for granted you could fit that ball in, and that linebacker said, not on my watch.
They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. The Colts headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Offense in the hurry up here. After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. And they pick him off again. Cooper to Gene in to pick it off.
This is a lonely place. And I don't know how many walking the planet have thrown 5 picks, but I'll raise my hand. I did it in an Apple Cup. And it is a lonely, humbling feeling. Everything that could go wrong, well, it's gone wrong for this quarterback today. And I hope that's the last time we see him throw a pass in this one.
Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Finds him over the middle. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Brought down by Julian Blackman. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Complete beyond the marker. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. They go with Barkley here. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Offense up to the line fast. Operating from the gun. Here's Hurts. This one's caught. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. He brings it in. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Working quickly here. On 4th down, Hurts. Touchdown, Philadelphia. From Sid Luckman in 1943 to Drew Brees in 2015. We've had 8 quarterbacks throw 7 touchdowns in one game, and now we have a 9th who's accomplished that feat as his dominance over this defense continues. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30. They've got 1st down from the 31. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Offense in the hurry up here. 2nd down carry for Taylor. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Taylor again. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Offense up to the line fast. Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Working quickly here. They go again with Taylor. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. Offense in the hurry up here. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Throwing the out route complete. And he gets it forward, is still about a yard out of that. Brought down on the effort by Quinion Mitchell. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. This one taken in by Granson. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. First and goal, here's Taylor. And he takes this down close, up to the 3. Working quickly here. Taylor. And he gets in, touchdown. The Colts shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. The Eagles ready for their next series. Led out on offense by their quarterback. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Has a man, it's Brown. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Here's 2nd and 5. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the... And they pick him off again! Kenny Moore with the pick. And the Colts have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day.
4 picks, 1 game. Yeah, I get it. It's not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Offense in the hurry up here. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Milton Williams making the stop. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Hits him on the out route. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Zach Bond with the tackle. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Back-to-back carries here. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he could only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line. Offense up to the line fast. Here we go, 2nd and 9. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Working quickly here. Hurts with it on 3rd and short. And he makes the Hefco. It's a touchdown on the pick 6. You get a pick 6. You get a pick 6. These defenses, Brock, wow, they have competed. Seeing who ends up with the best highlight of the game, huh?
A highlight? You're going to call a pick 6 and multiple? Highlight, Kate?
No, even if it's your defense doing it, come on, B-Rock.
No highlight for a quarterback.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And the first half scoring has continued so far in this second half as they try to keep the pace. Hurts back to the air after the pick. Able to get it to Barkley. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Hurts now from the gun. Oh no, they get him yet again! Picked off Zaire Franklin. Colts capitalize on yet another interception thrown in this game.
You know, my dad was my old high school coach. He was a play caller. He was an offensive guy. And after days like this, and I remember one in particular, he'd say, son, some days peanuts, some days shells. This has been nothing but a bunch of shells for this quarterback today.
And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. That was Reed Blankenship making the stop. Another carry for him. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. Offense in the hurry up here. On first down, it's Richardson. Complete out to the right. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. They'll try and punch it in. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down.
Man, that ball looked good out of his hands. It just couldn't get through the defense cleanly. Somebody tips it away and saves a potential completion.
So now, here's third and goal.
Come on. Set. 79 Broncos. Ready.
From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Catch is made in close. Touchdown, Indianapolis. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
And he can't bring it in. They don't get the 2 points.
You know, no sense in piling on. Pretty clear for everybody to see. He knows he should have had that one. Just didn't watch it in the whole way. And it leaves 2 points on the table.
This one's going to be a return from deep in the end zone. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. The offense headed back to the field. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. First down, a run with Barkley. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
They'll get 18 yards there. And that's a Philadelphia first down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's Smith on the slant. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. And someone has officially flown higher than the Dutchman, Brock. That completion pushes him past Norm Van Brocklin for the most passing yards in a game in NFL history. A mark of 554 yards and stood resolute since back in 1951, and 7 decades later, someone has finally topped it. And a solid gain there gets him across the 45 before he goes out.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
He has the first over the middle. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for an Eagles first down. Throwing here, Hurts. He's got Smith. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. First down throwing for Hurts. This throw is caught. And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Hurts throwing again. Has it down close. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. Well, with that score right there, Brock, he has reached one of the pinnacles of playing quarterback here in the NFL. The most touchdown passes in a single game.
And I can promise you, after this game, he's going to do... I remember Peyton and Marvin having a back and forth after breaking a record. Neither of them wanted the ball because they knew it took all of them. And I promise you, after the game at the podium, he'll say the same thing today. It's his name in the record book, but this is an offensive explosion for a day.
This return starts at the 5. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Colts and Adonai Mitchell getting set for another look here. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't...
He's got it inside the 25. Is in for the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, it's such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
And that play reaches the end zone. The two-point conversion slams the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They threw it the whole way down the field on their last drive, and they'd welcome the same level of play on this series as well. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he's got a chunk of yards as we've reached the end of 3. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 41. Caught by Dotson on the slant. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down. They run it with Saquon. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
Barkley's got it. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers. That time, a running back in the flat.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He puts some juice on it deep. He's got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles drive their lead to 11.
73, Colts 62.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. The Indianapolis offense ready to take another swing at it. And we've seen some matching touchdowns as of late, so the scoring coming at a good clip, Brock. Let's see if they can keep this up.
You know what's fun, Kate? After all of these years, I have friends that are offensive guys and friends that are defensive guys. And my friends watching this one offensively love it. The defensive guys, they're climbing up their walls.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they limit this to a minimal gain to around the 34. Offense up to the line fast. He's on the move, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down. Barkley gets it on 3rd down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Working quickly here. On 4th down, Hurts escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion. On 1st down, Hurts. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. And the Colts pick it up. And he's going to go down right along midfield stripe.
You know, this just can't happen on 1st down. It really can't. I mean, ball security is a premium on every down, every distance. But on 1st down, it is especially a killer.
Good field position for the Colts as they get set, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets some good yardage down to the 42. Offense in the hurry up here. They give it to him again. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. 1st down throw here from Richardson. And the deep ball falls incomplete. Looking for Michael Pittman Jr. on that throw. So 2nd down coming up. Richardson now. This one taken in by Granson. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
That's good for a Colts.
Handoff now from the gun. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
70 Rangers.
Now Richardson to throw. The throw is caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. And he's brought down for a loss. Offense up to the line fast. 3rd and goal for Richardson. He's got it. He has the Indianapolis touchdown. That is his 6th passing score of the game. A lot of quarterbacks could go several weeks without throwing that many touchdowns. And now, keep in mind, he's only 1 off the NFL record of 7 in a single game. Well, we knew this was coming. All touchdowns are reviewed, especially late in a close game like this. Ooh, it doesn't get much closer than this, Brock. Did that ball in any way break the plane of the end zone?
You know how I like to look at this, Kate? Imagine a plane of glass going from the front end of that end zone straight in the air, and any part of the ball, any part of it just touches the plane of that glass, and this is a touchdown.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
The touchdown disappears. He was not able to reach the end zone after all. Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a fourth to try to reach that end zone. And the QB keeps it on the sneak. And he gets it on the sneak. Touchdown! The Colts now within one score in the fourth. It's an Anthony Richardson touchdown. He finds his way in on the sneak. As their quarterback, Brock, he's the one told him to get it done in moments like this. But even though he's the one who scored, you and I both know he is not the one who made it happen on that fourth down.
It's pride up front. That was all the guys up top that just said, listen, man, we are going to work this thing. We're going to give you a push. And, Kate, let me tell you, as a quarterback, you know right away. You can feel that push and that surge. And those big guys led the way for 6.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to one score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and
They did it! He made the interception! Picked off Zaire Franklin. And the Colts have some new life in the fourth.
I think it's safe to say his day is beyond repair now, if it wasn't long ago. He just hasn't been reading these coverages at all, and it's clearly not on the same page with his receivers. I think it really is now time to think about his confidence for future games and get him out of this ball game.
Throwing now, Richardson. Wow, very quick throw, but they couldn't connect. No luck finding his receiver that time. It's 2nd and goal. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis! The Colts take a fourth-quarter lead. It's an Adonai Mitchell touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop him either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
He's throwing for it. And he's into the end zone, so that turns out to be a very smart risk. They've got the lead in this fourth quarter. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. They find themselves down here in the fourth after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he takes this across. Nope, beg your pardon. They're going to spot him right at the 35-yard line. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he's taken down after a short rush at about the 36. Working quickly here. Hurts with it on 3rd and short. That's into the hands of Barkley. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I'll tell you, that is a humbling moment to see a completed 3rd down pass actually go backwards instead of towards the sticks.
Offense staying out there. Look at this. They're trying 4th and 9. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He connects downfield on 4th. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Offense in the hurry up here. Hurts now from the gun. Has a man, it's Brown. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. On 3rd down, it's Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
A lot of pressure on this kick for Jake Elliott. This is a 55-yard look from the left hash. He didn't get enough into it, so it just comes down shy of the crossbar. And they are unable to tie up this contest.
Kate, he's going to need a lot of support from his teammates after that one because he knows it. Everybody knows it. The game may have rested on that try, and that'll be one that's tough not to dwell on.
The Colts offense set to head out. They have been automatic scoring in this quarter, and yet another opportunity to do so here. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Got his target. It's Granson. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. On 1st down, they'll run. And he's brought down for a loss. Offense up to the line fast. Here's 2nd and 11. Completed to his running back. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Working quickly here. They'll try and oh, he lost the football! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. And without much room, he's going to go down at the 32-yard line. Trying to throw for it with Richardson. Throw is caught by the back. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Offense in the hurry up here. From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Throwing from the gun here. Hits his running back. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. They're headed up the middle. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Give him a couple yards on that run, and this sets up 4th and goal.
This front, well, they've done a good job bending and not breaking. 1st down, didn't score. 2nd down, didn't score. And now 3rd and goal, can't find the end zone either.
Looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. And he has the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts make it a 9-point advantage. It's an Anthony Richardson touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. Gay to add the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Colts make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. The Eagles about set to go on offense. They left a few on the table there last time out, Brock, settling for a field goal trying to miss the mark. First down throwing for Hurts. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Completed over the middle. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for an Eagles first down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He'll get this one to Brown. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's a Philadelphia first down. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
He was looking for A.J. Brown there. And now they need to get 4 on third down. To throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And through the back of the end zone and out of bounds. Took his shot at 6 that time. And 4th and 4 coming up.
You know, a couple of my favorite nicknames, Kate, over the last decade in football. The Legion of Boom, obviously, out in Seattle. But how about the no-fly zone that was cooking in Denver? That right there, that is a no-fly zone. Trying to make the play in the end zone, and a beautiful job by the defender to knock it away.
Desperation time here on 4th. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. That's a clutch 7-yard pickup, and it pays off the call to go for it on 4th down.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out, well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
1st and 10, here's Hurts. Has it down close. And he hits the end zone, touchdown! I hope nobody left early, Brock, because we have still got a game! 3 touchdown catches in one game is rare air, Brock. Safe to say most guys who retire can name every time they did that here in the NFL.
Yeah, I hope he remembers it, but also remember this. Receivers, they're a dependent position. They're dependent on the guys doing their job up front. They're dependent on the quarterback putting it on the spot. And usually, when you reach a milestone like this, you'd love to share it with everybody else. And my guess, especially if they could find a way to win this one, is this receiver will celebrate it with all of his guys.
So everything comes down to this onside kick with less than a minute to go. And that's covered up by the Colts, and that should be our final highlight from this one.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. Second down now, 7 to go. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Pittman's got it. Breaks free in the center of the field. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. So that should be the one that does it, Brock. A big one late that puts them up here 2 scores.
What a complete performance overall. The clock where it is and where it stands right now, Kate, that should be the capper. And that is so satisfying as an offense to go up 2 scores.
So after thinking it over, they're lining up for 2.
The Colts will line up for the 2-point conversion.
He's throwing for it! And he has it inside the end zone. That's going to add 2 to their lead here late. That is their 3rd conversion this game. They haven't been shy on the confidence to go for it or to back it up once it's snapped.
I love that word, confidence. And I love being in a huddle and you can feel it. When you're on offense, it feels like you can't be stopped. You can't wait to say, ready, break. No matter what the situation or circumstance is, in 3 conversions, that's job well done.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
That pass complete to Goddard. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Incomplete pass, and we're down to 12 seconds remaining. Trying to find A.J. Brown. And now they face 2nd down. Hurts throwing again. He's got a man left. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. The timeout's taken now as we have 1, possibly 2 snaps remaining in this ball game. Throwing now. They don't connect there, and now just 3 seconds showing on the clock. Couldn't connect with Dallas Goedert. So that brings up 4th and long. All right, 1 more snap to play here. 1 final shot here. And that last pass falls incomplete as this game comes to a close. So the Colts get the win at home inside of Lucas Oil. And they weren't afraid to keep running up that score to the point that records came and went on the way to victory. Their point total, Brock, actually eclipsed the old record of 72 points in a game, which was held by Washington since 1966. Now a new record stands, one of the great offensive showings we have ever seen. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Colts are winners as we say so long from Indy.